Good evening, grave robbers, and welcome back to the television graveyard. We are your TV necromancers, Laura Prince and Noah Houlihan. We've come here tonight for an adventure. With me as always is TV's Noah Houlihan.
Welcome to the Strong Museum.
Yes, today we are doing the Strong Museum of Play in Rochester, New York.
Yes, so this is where we headed to after our Niagara Falls stay, mainly because one of our wonderful grave robbers in the Discord, Amos, sang the praises of the Strong Museum so much that I was like, maybe we should hit this on the way back. And Laura was skeptical at first, and then did a little bit of research, and then was like, no, we have to do this.
Yes.
So we made a detour on our way home from Niagara Falls to spend a night in Rochester, New York for the Strong Museum of Play, home of the Video Game Hall of Fame and the Toy Hall of Fame.
Yes. So this was a very fun side quest.
Yes.
It's in a very strange area of Rochester, in that it's actually like a very residential area.
Yeah. We were staying like across the street from the museum.
Yeah, at the hotel next to it.
Yes. And we're like, okay, like we're here. We got there the day before. We're like, let's go get some dinner. And like we walked around and was like, there's not a lot here.
No, it was really surprisingly quiet.
Yeah.
There were a lot of apartments.
Mm-hmm. But it was just like we got there on a Sunday night and there was just nothing going on.
Not a thing.
So, not much to report on terms of things around the Strong Museum. So let's just focus mainly on the Strong Museum.
Yes. We opened the museum.
Yes.
We got there at like 9:50. We thought it would take longer to walk from the hotel.
No.
And we were kind of waiting outside for like 8 minutes because we had planned a 10-minute walk and it was like a 90-second walk.
Yeah. It's some beautiful architecture.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
It's a very weird shaped building. It kind of looks like the Intellivision logo, where it's got like the multicolored rainbow and like the dude running.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if that was on purpose, but that's kind of what I got out of it. And then we opened the place up, and you start in like a gift shop like area and stuff like that. There's like a big hallway, and there's also like inside the building is a diner. Like one of those in a trailer diners.
Like, yes, it's like an old school dining car, which is how diners got their start, as dining cars that were repurposed.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So it is very much a very old school diner.
So I was like, oh, I love this. It wasn't open when we first walked in, but I was like, we are 100% coming back to eat here. But the first exhibit that we walked up on.
The first thing is, there were about 4 other families.
Yeah, it was empty. We had this place to ourselves, basically.
It was a Monday in October, so school was very much in session. Mm-hmm. And a few more families came in. But in the morning, like, the people opening up the place were about 4 families and us. Everyone else beelines upstairs.
Yeah.
We don't.
We do not. And we walk up to the first exhibit. Now, like I said, this is the Strong Museum of Play. This is a museum for physical toys and also video games. So, of course, the very first thing you're going to walk up on is an aquarium.
I had never seen a unicorn fish before.
That being said, there's a unicorn fish, and we fall in love with this guy.
So cool.
He's just a cool-looking fish. And one of my favorite interactions is we start marking out for this fish.
It's a unicorn tang.
A unicorn tang?
Do you remember his name?
I want to say it's like Barnaby.
It's Hercules.
Hercules. The staff member nicely comes up to us and is like, "Oh yeah, that's Hercules. That's our unicorn fish," and we're like freaking out. And he's kind of like, "You guys never seen a unicorn fish?" I was like, "We've been to a lot of aquariums, and no." And they're like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, we went to Vegas. We went to the one in Camden, the Adventure Aquarium. We went to the Baltimore one. I've never seen one of these." He's like, "Oh, I guess they're rare." What's neat about them is they can change color. Like when he goes to the bottom of that tank, he kind of changes colors. I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "I don't know. Maybe it's just the light." Yeah. I was like, "Well, then why was that your fun fact?" But we loved him for quite some time.
Yes.
And I didn't realize it right away, but there was a really neat exhibit here where you could sit and color a fish. Like they had little like cutouts of all the fish in the tanks, so you could like, "Oh look, I got Hercules," and
including but especially Hercules.
And you could color them in, and then you could scan it, and it would go into a virtual aquarium with all the other colorings.
And I do want to say especially Hercules, because most people who did it, Hercules.
There was a lot of Hercules and a lot of jellyfish.
Yes. In fact, I would venture to say it was exclusively Hercules and jellyfish.
But this is really setting the tone for what this is. The Strong Museum of Play is a very kid-friendly, activity-based museum. But it is also a lot of great stuff for adults to like do and look at and learn and reminisce.
Yes.
If Shrek was a museum, it would be the Strong Museum of Play.
Oh, okay.
Because it's something for everybody.
All right. So we go through like a cute little marble exhibit.
Yes, there's a whole thing on just marbles and how to play marbles and the different types of marbles, the glass marbles, the original marbles, and all that stuff. But
and then we walk through a door.
Yes. Now, there's a bunch of stuff to our right.
Who cares?
That we do not get to for hours later.
Because I don't care.
Because we are now on Sesame Street.
Longtime listeners, how do you think this goes for good old Laura Prince?
So we have a lot of pictures of this, and basically it's 123 Sesame Place or Sesame Street, the stoop.
Yeah.
And then, like, to the left is Oscar's trash can, but he's not home.
Yeah.
There's a little sign that he was, like, out getting trash or something.
Yeah.
And then up in a window is Big Bird. Big Bird is there. And then, like, to the left was, like, something Mr. Hooper's adjacent.
Yeah.
And they were playing, like, the different intros to Sesame Street. And we hung out on this stoop for a very long time. There's much more.
There's Big Bird's nest.
Yeah, there was Big Bird's nest, and this is also a big trend of this. Big Bird's nest is not actually like the wooden nest. It was like a beanbag or a big plush.
Yeah.
And when you sit down, there's a bunch of like bookshelves with books just around.
Yes, because the Strong Museum is part of the Rochester Library System.
Yeah, so you
can check out books.
You can check out books while you're there. So it's a great idea to be like, look, it's Big Bird's nest, and have a kid just lay in it. And there's like, all right, now I'm here, what do I do? There's a book in eyesight. Let me grab a book. And then if you really like that book, you can check it out and take it home.
Amazing.
Such a good idea.
There's also the Circle in the Square Theater. I walk in, and do you remember what very famous Sesame Street sketch was playing when we walked into the little theater?
I believe it was It's Not Easy Being Green.
Being Green. So I walk in to a Muppet Vintage movie theater, a Sesame Street Vintage movie theater, with Being Green on, and Bert and Ernie are up in a balcony.
Yeah, being Statler and Waldorf for some reason.
Just me like, oh, okay. I want to, I'm showing Noah a picture. Can you tell there's visible tears in my eyes?
It was really cool to like
I cried the whole time.
Like, they have a Bert and Ernie, they have a Rosa, they have a Zoe, they have an Elmo. It's just like, you're just walking down Sesame Street. And, Sesame Street was a major part of my growing up, and just like, we spent our whole lives asking how you get to Sesame Street. You never really know how you're going to feel when you actually get there. And Laura's getting teary-eyed now. I will admit, I didn't get too teary-eyed until, like, there's all the different, like, Muppet songs are kind of playing. Like, you can get some good, Put Down the Ducky, and Rubber Ducky, You're the One, and stuff. But Ernie's I'd Like to Live on the Moon plays.
Yes. You know why that plays?
Did you hit a button?
I did. Because I Don't Want to Live on the Moon is one of my favorites. I don't want to live on the moon.
It's so good. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh my God, I haven't heard this song in decades. And I really love the message of that. Of like, there's a lot I want to do, but I still always just want to come home.
Yeah.
And, like, that in itself, as an adult, is a great message of, like, yes, there's so much I want to get out there and do and accomplish, but, like, it's still very important to me that no matter what, I still come home.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
In the same respect, it's such a good message for a child because, like, mommy and daddy sometimes have to go to work or go do things. And just because they go do those things doesn't mean they don't love you and don't want to come back.
And it's just that kind of beautiful simplicity of a Sesame Street song, especially a Sesame Street song in that era. There is just a beautiful simplicity to those songs. Mm-hmm. I don't want to live. I just want to see who wrote it. Mm-hmm. It's such a beautiful song. It's written by Jeff Moss.
Jeff Moss, okay. It's a wonderful song.
I wanted to check because it does have that beautiful Paul Williams simplicity.
Yeah.
Because I always stand by that. I'm going to go back there someday is one of those songs that, like, I'm going to go back there someday in a vacuum is a beautiful song.
Yeah.
In context, it's genuinely funny, but also still very beautiful.
It's amazing to me that we have the Green Album, but we don't have a Sesame Street version of that.
Yeah, Rubber Ducky was also written by Jeff Moss.
I'm sure there are so many artists that would be like, man, would I love to take a crack at, Caribbean Amphibian and, and I can't think of any other Sesame Street songs right now. Rubber Ducky and, it's just, there's so many great songs that I could see an artist being like, yeah, I'll cover that.
Oh, Jeff Moss wrote the music for Muppets Take Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
Which makes a lot of sense because a lot of the music in that definitely has that real beautiful, just that real simple, beautiful elegance. Which I know is elegant is a weird word applied to the Muppets and Sesame Street. Mm-hmm. But I'm not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, like, to tie things into like my life and things like that, there was a time in my life where I would do this thing called the Movie Challenge, where a podcast that I love, done by my good friend Dan Scully, he does an episode every year where he counts down the top 10 movies of the year. And I would do this thing where I would listen to it, and anytime he mentioned a movie I had not seen, I would stop the podcast and watch the movie immediately.
Yes.
And it was just kind of like this fun thing that we did. I usually did not finish it. And then there was the one year where he knew I was going to do that.
It was the Dan Scully Revenge Tour.
So the first thing he said was, "Thank you so much for joining me for the I Like to Movie podcast, Elmo in Grouchland." I'm saying that so Noah has to watch it. So I paused it. I watched Elmo in Grouchland. And I was like, as an adult, I know this is not for me. This is a great movie.
Follow That Bird holds up, too.
Follow That Bird's really good.
I realized Jeff Moss also wrote He'll Make Me Happy, because that was in Muppets Take Manhattan, and at the time I got married, I could not find a good cover of it.
Yeah. Where are the good covers? Anything else about Sesame Street Lane that we want to talk? Sesame Street Lane was weird.
Sesame Street?
Sesame Street. I know there was an Elmo's World. We didn't spend a lot of time in that section, but
there was
existed.
a little Muppet Cab Company. There was just all these little things to look around. We're not fully describing every single piece of it because we'd be here all night.
Yeah. It's also like very tactile. Like there was a payphone that you could pick up and call.
Yeah, I didn't do well with that.
You called a Bert?
No, I didn't call Bert. I think I called the Count.
You called the Count. I called Bert.
Yeah, that's it. I called the Count. Sorry, in the middle of all of the Sesame Street pictures, I took a picture of the Wacky Races board game.
Oh yeah, we there was
it's like plunked in the middle of all the Sesame Street pictures, though.
Yeah, we did look for stuff that was Stay Doomed adjacent, so we did find them. We're like, oh, we should make note of that, and now we have. We've done our due diligence. But
it was just... I got really emotional. I have 2 places left on my puppet list that I gotta do. And it's Museum of the Moving Image in Queens.
Yes.
And the Center for Puppetry Arts in Atlanta. I don't think... I don't think the Henson area in California does tours. I think you have to, win, a charity thing for that. But... So those 2 are on my list.
Well, isn't that where the footage for The Day the Clown Cried? Is that also Georgia?
No, that's in the Library of Congress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, Center for Puppetry Arts is just, puppetry. I'm not sure. I think there are other things in Atlanta that we've discussed.
I thought that's where the lost Jerry Lewis footage was, but I could be wrong. In fact, I am.
So then the next exhibit we stumble into is superheroes.
Yes, we go through this comic book area. And this is, again, a great example of, the stuff for kids and the stuff for adults. There is this thing, me and Laura both do it, because we're big children, where there's a big, heavy thing. And then you hit a button so you can get blasted with gamma radiation and gain super strength. And suddenly you can lift the big heavy thing. Very fun, tactile thing. Across from that is a 9.5 rated issue of the first Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I looked at it, I was like, what are you doing here?
I mean, what are you going to say, Noah? It belongs in a museum.
It belongs in a museum. Through more glass. I'm too close to it.
You were like, my commoner self is too close to this.
Yeah, I am too close to you.
That's how I felt a lot of the time at the Baltimore Jim Henson exhibit. Was like, my grimy little paws are too close to this.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of really cute... they had a lot of cool ephemera, too. And things that just genuinely entertained me. To see a Batman Returns Sega Genesis game in a museum. This is not the first time I will be humbled by seeing something I definitely used to own in a museum.
Yeah. But so it's just a mix of, here's some stuff about Batman. Here's some stuff about Wonder Woman. Here's a... trivia game or a memory game. See if you have a Mega Mind.
Yeah, it was like a Simon type game.
So we did that. There was some video game where you stood on a board and you kind of distributed your weight to turn that I did. That was actually kind of hard. But I won. And that's what's important. So it's again that mix of if you have kids that just want to run around and do things, those things are there. And if you're an adult that want to read about, Bob Kane, you can do that as well.
Yeah, everything was very well balanced in that way.
And hand sanitizer everywhere.
Yeah, I was, I always carry hand sanitizer. I went through almost a bottle.
Yeah.
In that, in the Strong Museum. Because a lot of things were tactile, and I wasn't gonna not.
Mm-hmm.
So, bring hand sanitizer if you go, because you're gonna want to play with stuff. And then we stumble into the pinball room.
Yes, I got to correct a great injustice in my life.
Okay.
We got to play Hercules.
Yes.
Hercules is the biggest pinball machine. And I had already played Hercules once, and I was like, oh my god, I am a nerd, and I remember seeing a Hercules Hercules game in the arcade at Hershey Park.
Okay.
Before it became a brewery. And I was like, oh my god, Hercules machine. And when I played it, they had lost the ball. Because it doesn't use a standard pinball. It uses a much bigger ball. So they were using a skee ball, which was too heavy. So you couldn't actually play it.
And it was messing with the flippers, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to play an actual version of the correct Hercules. And I was like, I'm finally playing this machine I wanted to play. It's very cool.
Noah got to play a machine he's always wanted to play, and I spent, I'm not joking, 15 minutes sobbing on the Big Bird stoop.
Yeah, we both came out
Everyone's happy. There was a cool storybook exhibit.
Just real quick about pinball.
Oh, of course.
Say. There's a few things that you couldn't play that were prototypes, which were super cool to see what a pinball machine looks like when in the planning stages. There were some free pinball machines, but the pinball machines here did take tokens.
Yes, but something I really liked here was that it was $1 for 4 tokens.
Yeah.
It was quarters, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And everything was 1 quarter to play. None of this 50 cents crap.
Which was really nice. It was really... That in and of itself is kind of nostalgic of not having to swipe the card.
Yeah.
I did keep a token.
Of course, because they were unique to the Strong Museum.
Yes. You were supposed to put tokens you didn't use in a receptacle.
No.
And I kept it.
Not going to do that.
I did pay for it.
Yeah, we bought that.
So... And I think we spent $5 in tokens. I kept 1.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
They got most of them back.
So...
Nothing says do not steal.
Yeah. So then we went to this storybook area, which was very cool because throughout the day we heard announcements of story hour will be starting in 10 minutes. So it was nice to be oh, this is also a place where kids can be read to, which is nice and sweet. We then, there was the one area that was about mysteries, and there was a mystery for you to solve.
I was definitely mature in this area and definitely didn't mess with Noah the entire time.
So basically, I'm locked in. I have this thing that's look for the 7th letter on the bookcase, and you would run to the bookcase and you would look through things and stuff like that, and you were trying to spell out a message. It was hard enough. It wasn't a preschool thing, and it wasn't impossible, but as a puzzle guy I was there is challenge to this, and that is nice. Laura is putting her eyes in a painting with false eyes so she can look at me, and looking at me through two-way glass.
It reminded me of, I think it was a Saturday Night Live. Oh, you know what it reminded me of? The Saturday Night Live, the cast list is up.
Yeah.
Where the director's doing the exact same thing I was doing to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I felt like I was doing. Where they look through a picture, but you see it's Will Ferrell just
yeah, with real eyes. So that was a neat little thing that also talked about Sherlock Holmes and things like that. I'm trying to remember more of the storybook area.
There was a lot of fairy tales, which I spent a lot of time in the fairy tales area.
There was fairy tales. There was a whole Berenstain Bears area.
Yes.
Not Berenstein. Berenstain.
There was a cool little Hobbit area.
Yeah.
So there was high fantasy. I took a picture of a Harry Potter puzzle that was there. because I kind of had an internal rule of if I used to own it, I'm taking a picture of it. Because again, it is so weird and humbling to see your old toys in a museum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's also a weird selfie of me with a goose. Found a goose.
Is it Mother Goose?
No.
Nah, it's just a goose.
It's a goose. It's just a goose.
Yeah, that's just a goose.
I'm making a very weird face next. I think I clicked on it. And then that leads you out into the Hasbro Game Garden.
Yes, what a great little place this is.
It's a playground.
It's a playground. Like, there was, cornhole you could play and stuff like that. But you're kind of transported to be walking along a board in a board game. One of the things they have is the spinner from the Game of Life.
Yes.
That you can get inside and ride kind of like a merry-go-round.
Exactly like a merry-go-round.
Like a playground merry-go-round. As you're walking, you can find Trivial Pursuit questions that you can answer.
Which I 100%ed.
Yes, Laura 100%ed them. There's a knocked-over Jenga game that you can climb on.
That is clearly meant for kids to just go hard on.
Go ham on. There is a Dungeons and Dragons box.
Yes.
And when you touch it, it spits water. And it clearly one of the dragons used to spit fire, but it doesn't anymore.
Probably for legal reasons.
But that was neat to see. It's a nice little outside, the kids have too much energy. Send them out here to kind of do stuff. But it was nice to just kind of walk around and see the giant Sorry pieces.
There was a giant Monopoly piece of the Scotty dog.
And
I grew up with Scotty dogs.
Yes.
So I had to take a picture of it to send to my mommy.
Yes. Very, very cool.
Do you know what the name of the person who invented Scrabble is?
Does it start with a Q?
No.
No.
I apparently felt like I needed to take 5 pictures of the name Alfred Butts.
Alfred Butts.
Mature.
Very.
And after this, you go back in and we paid the upcharge for the Butterfly Garden.
Yes. There are 2 upcharge attractions. One is the Butterfly Garden, and the other is a ropes course. We had planned on doing the ropes course, but we ran out of time.
We straight up ran out of time. I would have liked to, but we genuinely spent so much time in the upper level that we never came down.
We also spent a good amount of time in the Butterfly Garden because, we've been to zoos, we've been to butterfly gardens. This is the best butterfly garden I've ever been in.
Yes. I had never seen the common morpho before.
But we saw...
So I guess they're not that common.
Yeah. And they were all over the place and all over us. They were just, in our faces constantly.
Yes. They never landed on me. But they were enjoying being pesky.
Yeah.
They would fly in your face. There were a bunch of little quails living in there that were just hey, don't step on the bird. And the quails are just herpa-derpa-derp.
Yeah, they do, when you walk in, they're please walk very slowly because a lot of our creatures can get underfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's little quails that run around.
There's a tortoise.
There's a tortoise that we got to say hello to.
A chameleon.
Yeah, I forgot about the chameleon. The chameleon was really cool.
He was chilling.
You can see all the larvae.
You can see all the cocoons.
All the cocoons.
We took pictures of the one that looked like Metapod.
Yeah, there's one that looks just like Metapod.
Which I get, it looks like the thing that Metapod's based on. But what I mean is it's the exact, shape and shade of green.
Yeah. Of course it was based on a real thing, of course, but it was cool to see it in real life.
Yeah, we're not
If you saw a Pikachu, you'd freak out, right?
Yeah.
Well, we saw a Metapod. Back off, all right?
Yeah.
So I know that we covered that in just a few sentences. We were in the Butterfly Garden for a while.
Yeah, we were.
Well, 1, we had to move slow, but 2, it was awesome.
Yeah, they were really cool creatures and just watching them like play and fly, all the common morphos were just bothering each other.
It's such a beautiful shade of blue.
Yeah, they were just simply gorgeous to look at. I did not realize that they are not really found in our area.
Okay.
They are more commonly found in like Central America
Okay.
and like Southern North America, like Latin America. Mm-hmm. So they're not really as common unless you are, in the very climate-controlled butterfly museum.
Yes. So we did that. After they leave, they really inspect you to make sure you're not...
You have to go in like a clean room, essentially.
Yeah, like you don't have any stowaways on you, do you? And then we continued our adventure, and then I believe this is where we go upstairs to the Toy Hall of Fame.
This is when we finally hit the Toy Hall of Fame.
This is another very interesting area, and there's like this big plaque wall that has like...
These cool LED light up plaques. Mm-hmm. Like that you see in like a Twitch streamer's background.
Yeah. And they list all the toys in the Hall of Fame. Things like the hula hoop.
The cardboard box.
The cardboard box made it. The skateboard. Various board games have made it. But then also like the people that have been inducted. The people who invented Monopoly. And, the Parker Brothers and things like that. And then there's these like giant versions of these toys. Like there's a giant 8-ball
that
works. There is a giant Mr. Potato Head that you can like press buttons to make him move and stuff.
There is an Etch-a-Sketch that takes your picture and then approximates what an Etch-a-Sketch drawing of you would look like.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. Just like that interactive element with learning. Super, super cool.
And we end up looking around the board games for quite a while.
Yeah, like they have some like sample versions of like some very classic games. Freeway is one, or Traffic Jam's another word for it, where you're trying to slide a car out of a parking lot, but you have all these other cars in the way. You have to slide out of the way. It's a very common fake cell phone game ad. But it used to be a game you played with real plastic cars.
My favorite was the Jaws game. Of, like, you would have to get things out of Jaws' mouth.
I don't remember this.
Oh, I'm surprised, because I talked about it for 10 minutes straight.
Oh, this was behind glass. This was something...
Yeah, no, you didn't get to play with that.
Yeah.
That was vintage.
Because it was right next to Mall Madness, which I remember I really wanted as a kid, but it was too girly.
I really wanted it, but I was an only child. And all of my cousins were boys, so no one would play it with me.
I would have played it with you.
Aww.
I was that much of a fan of alliteration.
I also found a picture of a Chuck E. Cheese playset as we're going toward the arcades.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of it because, to me, that's Stay Doomed adjacent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since we interviewed the kids who were, restoring and collecting all of that Chuck E. Cheese memorabilia.
Yeah, the Chuck E. Cheese historians we spoke to.
I love that for them.
It is awesome. I really love that episode. But we were playing with all those toys, and then we find, like, the arcade. The one thing I just want to talk about briefly that we kind of glossed over, there was a small, like, driving games arcade that we walked through. And they had the Fonz game.
Yes, they did.
And it was a very simple game where you're the Fonz on a motorcycle. But it is the first video game ever to have haptic feedback. Meaning, like, when you hit something, the handlebars would shake. Which is, like, such a vital part of game design now. Of having that tactile feedback to, like, when you're doing stuff. So to, like, look at the first one to ever figure that out, pretty cool.
I think the first game I owned with that was Pokemon Pinball.
Yes, because it had the Rumble. You had to put a AA battery in it.
Yeah, it had the Rumble pack for the Game Boy Color, because remember, I didn't have a home console until I was a grown woman.
Right.
Who bought her own Switch.
I will also shout out my friend's dad who got a Sega Dreamcast because there was a fishing game that had a controller. And he was like, oh, I like to fish. Maybe I'll start playing video games. And the first time it rumbled, he threw it on the ground and thought it electrocuted him.
Oh, he tried. Bless him.
So, are we moving on to the arcade now?
Yes.
Yeah, so now we're in the arcade. A lot of really just great classic games that you'd want to play there. There's a few signs that are like, not everything in this arcade will be suitable for all ages, because they had like Primal Rage.
Yeah.
They also had like your classic like ticket-based games in there as well, like the basketball hoop where you punch the basketball and shoot the ping pong ball through the hoops.
Yeah,
like, that's a classic game.
It was cool. Like, it was one... I kind of left being like, that was the best retro arcade. And for what we paid for admission, I was like, we already got our money's worth.
Like, we played Centipede, or I played Centipede at least. And there was also a Stepmania machine. And I was born and raised on Dance Dance Revolution, so I had to go do that. And it was great that was only $0.25, but remember that I said that.
Yeah, I played a bunch of, like, the more puzzly games that I used to like. I played the one, it's a bubble shooter.
Bust-A-Move.
Yes.
Yeah, you were playing Bust-A-Move.
I was gonna say Snood, because I'm old.
But they also had, like, that giant 4-player arcade Halo game.
Yes.
$0.25.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't necessarily know that I've ever...
Because, like, I feel like every mall, in a desperate attempt to make money, has the Jurassic Park shooting game. And that is 3 plays for $5.
Oh.
This was $0.25. It's just... it brought me back. And then, adjacent to that, there was, like... some real classic console things. And Laura got to play the original Super Mario Brothers on a giant controller.
Yeah, it was very silly. It was just an NES, but it was on this big honking controller.
So yeah, she's like palming the A button down. Meanwhile, I was next to her playing on a PlayStation 2, playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. And I was just like, all right, I'll play this for 2 minutes, because that's how long a run is. And as soon as I hit start, that Jackass music started playing. No, not that one.
And you're like, yes!
It's what they always played when they were skateboarding on Jackass. I was like, yes! And was immediately transported back to just being like, oh, I gotta get home and finish my homework so I can play Tony Hawk. Oh, it was great.
In between some of these, I found a bunch of toys. Like, sometimes when you were playing something, I'd wander off a little bit, so my pictures kind of fall out of order. They had one of those. I felt so attacked. It was one of those big Rubbermaid, like, containers full of toys turned over. Because it was the 90s area.
I don't remember this.
It was Beanie Babies and Happy Meal toys.
Oh, yes.
And I was just like, oh, God. And they had my favorite Sailor Mercury figurine, which I almost bought myself at too many games, and I kind of wish I had. Mm-hmm. Underneath a bunch of Star Wars figures, and I went, oh, look, those are funny. And I'm reading this plaque about how valuable these figures are. Mm-hmm. I'm almost positive those are in the back of my closet somewhere.
Ooh, good to know.
Because my college roommate's uncle only wanted the Star Trek stuff out of someone's possessions at like an estate sale. Mm-hmm. So he gave all the Star Wars stuff to my roommate because my roommate was like, oh, my roommate loves Star Wars. So I think this man gave me a bunch of very valuable Star Wars memorabilia that I have apparently disrespected and shoved in a closet.
Yeah, I remember this is also the point where I'm starting to see toys that I had. I remember I pointed at a purple platypus Beanie Baby and was like, oh, that was the general manager of my action figure wrestling league. God, it's so much just memories, just like tied to items, just popping up the whole time.
We happened by Sesame Street again, as I can tell by the 35 pictures of me on Sesame Street.
Right around this area is where there's a staircase down, and we head back down and eat.
Yes.
And then when we eat, you're like, let's go back to Sesame Street.
I will say, probably because we went on a Monday and it was during school, there was never a point where there was anyone else anywhere near it.
Yeah.
So I was not hogging.
Yeah, we did not
area.
hog Big Bird. Big Bird was for everybody. If anybody wanted Big Bird, they could have come and talked to him.
Yeah, I just want to make it clear that there was so much there, but there were not a lot of people because it was during school and not a holiday, but it was so cool to just kind of like have essentially like a private moment in Sesame Street.
Yeah, it was truly incredible.
And then we went and ate food.
Yeah, so 3 things I want to just knock out real quick. We went to the diner. I was hoping to get like a full diner experience, but it's counter service.
Yeah.
Food was decent. Like I just got a burger and fries and it was good.
Yeah.
But it was fun to still like sit in a diner and eat.
I really wanted a milkshake, but by the time we were done eating, I wasn't hungry anymore.
Yeah.
And then by the time we were done in the museum, they had long since closed.
Yeah. There's 2 areas that we kind of like float through real quick. One is an area just of like antique wood carved dollhouses. Like intricate, like beautiful dollhouses.
Yes.
And this is another just like great thing that they did is like if you're like a Waylon Smithers and you just enjoy dollhouses for the craftsmanship, there's a lot of great stuff in this room. If you're a kid, there's kind of a feeling of like it's a bunch of stuff I can't touch. But there's like an I Spy thing you can do where it's like, can you find all these items looking into these dollhouses? It's just Strong Museum's got it on lockdown.
Yes. Having that little scavenger hunt, I think, goes a long way for kids.
Yeah. And we didn't go in, but there's an entire Wegmans. There's an entire fake Wegmans.
Yeah, for kids to like pick things up and like scan them. Did you ever get to do one of these little like fake grocery stores when you were young?
Yeah, there was one at like a farm that I could go to.
It had like a whole little grocery store, and for some reason, it was the best thing on the planet. Mm-hmm. Like, I just needed to be in there for so much of the day, forever.
Yeah, so that was a cool little thing that we kind of like wandered past, but didn't really like truly investigate because we had to go back up and play more video games.
So first, we walked through like the doll area, not the doll houses. And I turn, see a doll, and go, ah! Because it's Patty Play Pal. Mm-hmm. I hate Patty Play Pal.
You hate Patty Play Pal.
My grandmother had a Patty Play Pal in her house that she would dress in my clothes. So, like, I would go to my grandmother's house and be like, oh, yeah, there's my grandma's creepy doll wearing my clothes.
That seems uncool.
And then the other one, I took a picture of a bunch of vintage Barbies, and I also took a picture of Samantha, the American Girl doll. Mm-hmm. Because there is a common millennial shorthand joke of, you have to be pretty well off to have any American Girl doll. But for some reason, Samantha was particular wealth.
Yes.
Like, these were $82 in 1995 money. Mm-hmm. And yes, that is an exact number. I was trying to figure out if I could find a way to save that kind of money as an elementary schooler. No.
Yeah, and I will say, like, there's a lot of stuff on American Girl dolls, in this museum. The whole time, I just couldn't stop thinking about how terrible their shoes are. If only there was somebody who could craft American Girl doll shoes to a quality that I feel would meet my standards, you know?
As of today, I have dedicated myself to the craft and profession of making custom shoes for American Girl dolls. You name a shoe, I'll show you an American Girl doll. Shoe, that's the type of shoe that is the shoe you said.
So then we start to approach the Video Game Hall of Fame.
So, this is a very interesting moment in that, like, there's all these toys, and there's a lot of toys to, like, play with. Like, there's Barbies you can play with. There's, like, naked Barbies around because they're Barbies. There's, like...
I did dress one because I felt bad.
There's, like, Hot Wheels that you can kind of do some stuff with. There's, like, your construction, like, you know, let's go pick up some rocks and dump them over here things. And then there's, like, this plain white hallway that almost kind of, like, looks boring. And, like, has some stuff about, like, Age of Empires. And I was like, this isn't kind of my bag. Turns out if you just, like, then make a right, you're in the Video Game Hall of Fame. And even more video games to play. These are all free.
Yeah.
So they have, they had on these giant projectors, you could play Mario, Sonic, and Street Fighter 2.
Yes.
I was like, cool, all right.
So I was playing the Sonic the Hedgehog. It was really cool. Like, it was a little jarring and hard to see. I did take a picture of the Sonic title screen, and that was super neat. But, like, you would play it, but there's so much stuff around you.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, great games you could play. There was Giant Pong. You could play Pong. There was... we saw something for Night Trap. We saw something for the Mario Brothers movie. The Mario Brothers movie DVD was in this thing. Like, that's sitting on top of my PlayStation right now.
Yes.
Like, that was strange to see. There was also, like, an area for, like, indie games. Because you were like, Noah, look, Unpacking.
Yes.
Because Unpacking was just sitting there ready to be played. And there was also an RPG made for the original NES, the original Nintendo Entertainment System, called Adulting.
Yes.
And it was just like, oh, this is... It might have actually been a Game Boy game, now that I'm thinking about how it looked graphically. And it's just fun to think of, like, the original Nintendo came out, I want to say, in 1984? Maybe 85? Maybe 85. And the idea that we are 40 years removed from that, and people are still developing for that console, very interesting. That, like, it's truly, you know, surpassed all expectations. Because, like, an example I always think of is, imagine telling a parent in 1990 that in 30 years, your average kid will know who Super Mario is, but not Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it's kind of wild.
Right? So we spent some time playing some video games, like bit-bopping around in there. And then we find this other area where, like, this last area we go into, this could be the whole museum. This could be its own attraction worth the price we paid.
Yeah, we had felt like we had gotten our money's worth before walking into this.
You put on a wristband, which then gives you, like, an avatar. And then you run around this giant facility trying to get all the achievements that are done either through learning, finding hidden, like, things to like, scan, and playing video games.
Yeah.
These are all original games that are not like widely available. I'm not going to say they're exclusive to the Strong Museum, but because I don't know. But they're all like very unique and pretty good. Like we found that like rhythm boss battle game
Yeah.
first, which was like this cooperative rhythm game where we fought, I think, a sexy Medusa.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was hard. We won because I got the rhythm in me. And like it was very interesting to be playing these games that, because they were original, they weren't tied to a controller. So they were far more tactile.
Yes.
My absolute favorite was there was a tower defense game. If you don't know what a tower defense game is, it's a bunch of bad guys are coming towards your base. You need to build towers that like shoot arrows and such to protect your base. But you would physically put the towers where you want them to be, and then could turn them to aim.
Yeah, like an amiibo.
Yeah, and I was like, this is so obvious. I can't believe I've never seen this, and I love it.
There was also like a Wario's, the mini game.
Oh, and like WarioWare.
WarioWare called Retro Raccoon,
Yes, we played Retro Raccoon.
and I loved Retro Raccoon. I thought it was precious.
we tried to find it because we wanted to buy it. It was like this kind of like party game where you were a little raccoon, and like there were levels where it was like platforming, and then there were levels where it was like hit the button after exactly 1 minute.
Yeah.
Very cool game. Laura won, and that's why she's bringing it up. And I am man enough to admit that I lost at a video game to a girl.
I loved the little avatars. I loved that you could create your own mini museum.
Yeah, that was...
You could choose what you felt was the most important artifact in a group and your favorite artifact in a group. Mm-hmm. And I thought like that was a really good interactive element in an area that didn't need any more interactive elements. There was like almost a fetch quest element where you had to find the 6 symbols. Mm-hmm. And you could, or it was 10 symbols, excuse me. And all of this like helped you build stuff to your little avatar and filled out a periodic table of gaming.
Yeah.
You don't have to do any of those side quests. Mm-hmm. You could play Tetris for an hour. Mm-hmm. Because they did have regular games. They didn't just have proprietary games.
There was a few, like, of your classic, like, arcade games in there as well. Like, Terminator 2 was in there?
Yes.
For some reason. That was wild. These games are free for some reason, though. Well, the other ones cost tokens. There was, at one point, we were playing this game that was clearly supposed to have, like, 6 people playing. But it was a dodgeball court where they would like project targets that you had to throw a dodgeball at. And Laura joined me after I'd set it up, and I had set it to hard. And
Laura was bad at it. Like real bad.
When a target appeared, there was not enough time for you to get a dodgeball and throw the dodgeball and hit the target at the same time. And we're in there, we're lobbing these. It was also set that like somebody had to score 20 points to end the game. It wasn't a timer. And it's just like, I'm just throwing them against the wall, and like the target would disappear and then it would bounce back and I'd catch it and I'd throw it at the next target. It would disappear and bounce off and I'd catch it. And we're doing that. We're going for a real long time. And then eventually we both make the discovery that we can stand closer to the wall. So we don't have to throw it as far.
I felt real stupid.
And I was like sweating. There was a game that you played with one of those giant medicine balls that was like Sisyphus.
Yeah, that was annoying.
I
There was the
liked it.
stealth game, too. The stealth game was really fun.
Oh, yeah. I was not good at it, but like...
No, me neither. But it was fun.
Yeah, you had to like hide from a camera.
I was a little better at it than you.
Get through like these lasers. There was a thing you had to get through without touching the electrified pole that I could not figure out how to do. But Laura was very good at it. And then where Laura's game overed is she had to walk across gravel quietly. There's a lot of really cool, like, textile things.
I was not quiet.
Like it seems like a lot of it was like beta for those Activate places that have been popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Where like the floors light up and stuff.
It was a lot of fun.
But this one was free. Everything was free once you paid to get in. So we were there for a while. And there was an area where you could do voice acting.
Yeah. And you got a different scene.
Yeah.
Because we got 2 different scenes.
I got Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid.
I got NBA Jam.
He's on fire.
It felt weird because it's not like private enough for me to yell boom shakalaka.
Boom
The way I
shakalaka.
would have needed to. So it was humbling. I took very few pictures of this area because I was so consumed
With doing.
With doing it, which was incredible.
And in a bit of brilliance out of the Strong Museum, not that it needed more brilliance, but in a bit of brilliance, the way they got you to give back your bracelet is as you left, there was a vote for Sonic, vote for Mario thing. And the way you voted was putting your bracelet in.
Yes.
And like, it's like, oh, cool, sweet souvenir. Wait, Sonic's winning? Not as long as I'm here. Here you go, plumber boy.
I voted for Sonic. But I do love that the last 3 pictures I took of the Strong Museum were one more picture of Sesame Street with neither of us in it, one more picture of Sesame Street with me in it, and one more picture of Hercules.
Well, there is one more room we end up going to.
Yes.
Because we kept making the left into Sesame Street. To the right, there was this other area that was very...
Oh, yeah.
It was all kind of like the textile toys.
Yes.
Like the kinetic sand was there. I shot you with the Airzuka. You were not thrilled.
There was a target you were supposed to hit that wasn't me.
I did not realize that. Laura figured that out and hit that target. And then there was also kind of like the cool optical illusions areas.
Yeah, and then there was one more arcade machine.
Yeah. There was a free Dance Dance Revolution machine. And I was like, oh my God.
He was so mad.
I spent money on Stepmania, the lesser of the dance machines. It's not even a pump it up machine. When I could have been playing DDR this whole time. And I played DDR, and then my legs hurt for 3 days.
I played DDR with you, and I stomped too hard, and my feet hurt for the rest of the day.
But I had a blast. God, what a great place that is.
So fun. It was a lot of fun to go as adults. If you were an adult, I do recommend going on a weekday if you can.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I would have enjoyed it as much if I had felt like I was taking the experience away from kids. Since there weren't a lot of kids around, I was not taking an experience away from anyone, so I could enjoy it with a lot less guilt.
Yeah.
If you go on a weekend, don't run over kids to get to stuff.
Yeah,
Be cool.
it's uncool. But I would say it was worth the trip. I think if we had just done the Strong Museum, I'd be like, this was a long drive for
A cool thing.
a cool thing. But on the way back from Niagara, made perfect sense.
So fun.
Yes, could not. Stay tuned.
Oh, of course.
Big stay tuned.
There's one thing I was a little disappointed to find out was not a visitable part of the museum.
Yeah.
I was hoping that the National Archives of Game Show History would be open to the public.
Oh, that wasn't...
It's not open to the public.
Because I saw a staircase that was like archivists only.
Yes.
And I was like, ooh, there's more that way.
I mean, every museum you go to has way more than you can see. But right now, everything's available as online collections. Or not everything, but a lot of things are available as online connections.
Okay.
So you would be able to see the things that are involved in that archive online.
Oh, interesting. So maybe a Stay Doomed episode will come out of this if we browse through the game show. I know our game show episodes aren't usually our best episodes, but I like talking about game design. So perhaps that will be coming in the future.
Yeah, they have a number of oral histories.
Okay.
So they have all of these interviews with luminaries of the game show world, and they do have an online connection.
Super. So I think that wraps things up here at Stay Doomed Studios. Next week will in fact be the Season 7 post-mortem.
Yeah.
So with that will come our hiatus. So I know that it's a bit of a bummer that we haven't covered a TV show in a while, but I don't have a way to end that sentence. So I hope you enjoyed.
Sorry.
I hope you enjoyed this Stay Doomed adventure. We'll be back next week with the post-mortem. Thank you so much for listening and hanging out with us and giving us the idea to go to the Strong Museum because we had a really, really good time. If you also have a suggestion of something you think we should do or something we should watch, why don't you join our Discord? As we have just proven, sometimes we listen.
Sometimes.
Not every, but sometimes we do. And if you don't want to do that, where else can people find us?
You can email us at thestaydoomshow@gmail.com or on Blue Sky at Stay Doomed.
And if you want to challenge me to a game of Dance Revolution, I am at TV's Noah on Blue Sky and Instagram.
If you don't want to live on the moon, I'm Laura Crane on Blue Sky. Until next time, stay doomed.
Think I could go there for one afternoon, but I don't want to live on the moon.